All Progressives Congress in Rivers State asks Governor Siminalayi Fubara to either resign or face impeachment. Suspected Lakurawa terrorists killed 13 people in reprisal attacks in Kebbi State. On the foreign scene, Canada's next Prime Minister vows to win trade war against US President Donald Trump. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okwayemuni. The immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has resigned from the ruling All Progressives Congress and defected to the Social Democratic Party, SDP. In a statement on Monday, El-Rufai expressed his disappointment with the APC's leadership style, accusing the leadership of the party of straying from the progressive ideals of its founding members. It disclosed that he had expressed concerns, both privately and publicly, over the party's trajectory in the past 2 years, but found no willingness among the current leadership to address the issues. El-Rufai said he submitted his resignation letter to his ward in Kaduna North local government area of the Northwest State. He described the SDP as a platform for his future political engagement, even as he called on his supporters and other concerned Nigerians to join him in the SDP, emphasizing the need for a unified democratic platform to challenge the APC in future elections. El-Rufai's move followed his meetings with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Vice Presidential candidate Tunde Bakare, former President Muhammadu Buhari, among others. His defection also came after a number of confrontations with the presidency. The former governor was not at the APC National Caucus and the party's National Executive Committee meeting last month. In the meantime, the Kaduna State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has said it will not lose sleep over the defection of former State Governor Nasir El-Rufai to the Social Democratic Party. El-Rufai dumped the ruling party for the Social Democratic Party. The former governor cited a growing misalignment between his personal values and the current direction of the APC as the primary reason for his decision. However, reacting to the defection, the secretary of the Kaduna APC, Yahaya Babapate, said the party remained unworried by the defection of a former governor. Babapate, who spoke to journalists in Kaduna on Monday, said the party was focused on delivering the state to President Bola Tinubu and Governor Uba Sani in 2027. He expressed confidence in the party's growing strength in the state, citing the influx of high-profile politicians joining the party daily in the state. The Tony Okocha-led All Progressives Congress, APC in Rivers State, has asked Governor Siminalayi Fubara to either resign or face impeachment by the State House of Assembly. Okocha issued the ultimatum during a news briefing in Port Harcourt on Monday, accusing the governor of mismanaging the state. According to Okocha, Fubara has only two options: resignation or impeachment. He alleged that Fubara's administration has led the state into crisis. He further claimed that the Supreme Court, in its verdict, indicated that there is no functional government in Rivers State, citing multiple infractions by the governor, which he described as impeachable offenses. Okocha also asserted that Fubara has lost the authority to summon assembly members for discussions. Meanwhile, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara said that despite the political challenges facing his administration, the people of Rivers State will ultimately emerge stronger. Fubara made this statement while urging residents to remain peaceful and law-abiding in the overall interest of the state.
And also our strongest political hold. I want, on behalf of the government, to thank every one of you. Continue to stand strong. We will prevail at the end. For our leaders, we can't thank you enough. Each time we come out and we see the strength, the vigor in your faces. In the camp of our enemy, the jailer, fear grips them. Because these are people that are following us without anything. These are men who have made their names, who believe that at this point in time, what is important is the integrity of Rivers State. So I want to thank you for standing with us. We will not take this respect, this support for granted.
Still in Rivers State, the House of Assembly has issued an arrest warrant for the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, Justice Adolphus Enebeli, retired. This action follows Enebeli's failure to comply with a 72-hour ultimatum to appear before the Assembly. The Assembly, led by Speaker Martin Zamawile, seeks to question Enebeli regarding the annulled local government elections held on October 5, 2024. The Supreme Court had voided the elections due to irregularities and ordered a fresh poll, now scheduled for August 9, 2025. The Supreme Court also barred the federal financial institutions from releasing funds to Rivers State until the state complies with court orders, deepening the crisis. Here in Osun State, more reactions have trailed the petition submitted to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, by the Governor Ademola Adeleke-led state government, asking the agency to investigate the immediate past governor and current Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Gboyega Oyetola, over alleged misappropriation of a $20 million World Bank Health grant. The petition, dated March 7, 2025, accused Mr. Oyetola of financial misconduct, money laundering, and violation of Public Procurement Act and the disbursement of funds meant for improving the state's health sector. While reacting in an interview on WSTV's Morning Spring on Monday, Special Advisor on Education during Mr. Oyetola's administration, Jamiu Olawumi, said the Adeleke administration was only feeding the people of Osun State with lies ahead of the 2026 elections, describing it as a war of attrition. He stated that the World Bank participated in the procurement procedure, adding that there was a bill of quantity for the project. However, on the spot, Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolapo Alimi, urged the EFCC to ensure proper investigation and called on President Bola Tinubu not to interfere.
Diligent government is not open and transparent. We were the first to start open bidding on the internet. So World Bank cannot join a government that is not that transparent. So when this one came up, we were just amazed. Reason is that we have a lot of absurdities. And what is going on in Osun here, like I said on the TV station last week, on Channels Television specifically, right, it is a dance of absurdity going on in Osun here. One of the players is Kola Kwalimi, and the orchestral conductor is the governor himself and his family. So you are yet to see more. You're going to see more of these absurdities. The World Bank does not give out loan or grant to people when they are not going to participate in the procurement procedure.
So they monitored it?
Yes. And there were bill of quantity for those projects. Abinisho, who conducted the bill of quantity for it, the money did not just come. They are only feeding Osun State people with lies. And what I said, war of attrition because of election. And we're already in it.
I could see what we usually call admission of guilt. Oh. First and foremost, this thing is not about sentiment. It's not a law of attrition.
According to
we have not stated that we haven't stated that we are going to be a judge in our own case. A petition was sent to the EFCC, and it is not our duty to send the petition, copy of the petition, to the alleged persons. It is the duty of the EFCC, after the approval, the alleged person will be invited. And to correct one impression, the people in that committee, they are men of integrity.
Okay.
We have the Commissioner for Local Government,
who is a politician,
Babatunde, Attorney General, Bada, Commissioner for Health, lawyer too, Adeleke'S, and so on and so forth. Now coming back to the real issue, that's why it is difficult to defend lies. My brother there has not been able to defend the substance. He's only raising allegations here and there. And I told them, Kola Kwalimi is my name. I don't have immunity. I've never added one. You have any issue with Kola Kwalimi, please raise it.
I'm going to raise
and I'm
some
still
here.
challenging them. It is not tit for tat. If you have issue with Kola Kwalimi, raise that one separately. Answer your own. Now, as per what he said about our administration, I've told them, and I will repeat it, that it's not tit for tat. It is for them to raise their own petition independently to the EFCC. We have raised our own, and EFCC is not a state agency. Let them go and answer. What we are calling on the whole world and the president, our Nigeria to do is to allow the EFCC should not bury this thing. Let them answer for it. All their defense, let them submit it to the EFCC. That is why not now. But let me tell you, look at this document which you have there. Our committee was set up about a year ago. It took us effort, the document, because they had about 4.5 months to bury, to perfect all the atrocities. So it was an Herculean job. So if you know what it means to get all these documents together, you will know that it is not a day job. For a government who lost election in July 16 and handed over on November 27, 2022. So when you look at the gap, there were a lot of atrocities. They cover some. Those that we discovered that there was no way we could prove them. We left them
Before
out.
we come back
so
to,
it's not,
I understand,
wait,
sir.
It's not a day job.
Yeah.
Moving on, the Supreme Court of Nigeria's reserved judgment in the appeal filed by the embattled Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Samuel Anyanwu, challenging his sack from office. Anyanwu in the appeal is seeking to set aside the judgment of a Court of Appeal, Enugu, which upheld the Federal High Court judgment that removed him as Secretary of the party. In a 10-ground appeal filed through his counsel, Kem Injabanze, he prayed the Apex Court to allow the appeal and overturn the decision of the lower court. In the appeal, Anyanwu challenged the decision of a Court of Appeal, Enugu Division, delivered on December 20, 2024, that affirmed the judgment of the High Court to which removed him from office as the PDP National Secretary and recognized Sunday Ude Okoye. Justice Obiora Egwatu of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has adjourned the suit filed by the senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Akoti Uduagan, to March 25, 2025. Senator Natasha had approached the Federal High Court seeking an order restraining the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges of the Senate from investigating her. The court subsequently granted the order last week, but the Senate on Thursday suspended the senator for 6 months after it considered the report of the committee. At the day's proceeding, counsel for the first, second, and third defendants told the court that they had not been served. Counsel for Natasha, Michael Numa, however, informed the court that all parties had been served, adding that affidavits of service were before the court. After going through the affidavits of service before court, Justice Egwatu confirmed service of all processes on all defendants. He therefore adjourned the matter to March 25, 2025, and ordered that all the relevant processes to be served on parties before the adjourned date. Elsewhere, residents have decried the recent increase in charges on ATM withdrawals for remote on transaction. The new directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, which took effect on 1st of March 2025, institutes a 100 naira charges on every withdrawal of 20,000 naira, as well as a surcharge of up to 500 naira at ATMs outside bank premises. Lydia Adegbaju completes the story.
Residents are lamenting the recent directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, instituting charges of 100 naira per every 20,000 naira withdrawal inside bank premises. This new directive was announced in a circular by the Apex Bank in February and took effect from March 1, 2025. According to the directive, withdrawals from ATMs located outside of a bank's premises, such as malls, airports, or other public spaces, will also incur a surcharge of up to 500 naira. Speaking on the matter, Mr. Bamidele Odewoye believes the directive is outrageous and uncalled for, while Mr. Oluwasoyinfunmi Adejuwon says the new directive will further increase the hardship on the common man.
The recent directive, to me, is uncalled for now. What people are passing through now is even more than what they are now given out as a rule. But as a citizen, if you can't beat them, you join them. Nobody can fight for the masses than for the masses to follow whatever directive given to us. But as for me, the directive is not even good at all concerning the current situation of Nigeria and what people are passing through.
For me, I feel like it's kind of too high. I don't know if it's possible for them to like kind of bring it down, because trust me, some people actually work with specific amounts and going to the ATM to withdraw, and it's kind of affects.
Although the CBN says the new fees are intended to encourage banks to improve cash availability and expand their ATM network, Mr. Sunday Komalafe, a retiree, argues that the new directive defeats the whole purpose of having a savings account, as customers who are supposed to be reaping interest on their money are now losing it. He also recalled the issue of cash scarcity some years ago during the launching of the new Naira notes.
This money that we are saving in our various banks is our money. But to some extent, we believe that something else will come on our money, because they are trading with it. So they are having interest on the money. They should give us certain things, not that they should be charging us unnecessarily. But at the same time, we don't have option. Because if you compare what happened during the time of Mivili, we are buying money with certain charges, more than what these people are charging now. So, like you go to PS now, you want to withdraw something like 20,000, at least they will not charge nothing less than 200 naira, 200, 300 naira, as the case may be. So, like you said, that we don't have option. We just have to comply. That is what we have. But all the same, to me, as a person, it is not a good policy.
Mr. Oluwasoyinfunmi Adejuwon, on his part, urges the Central Bank of Nigeria and the federal government to ensure their policies are people-centered.
I feel they should put the citizen into their, I don't know, maybe as a priority. I don't know how to put it. They can just look for another means. At least I don't know. Maybe they collect tax, they collect all this revenue, all this social revenue. So I feel like there's something that they can do apart from just using style to collect charges with ATM, using ATM as an excuse. Sorry to say, using ATM charges as an excuse to gain another revenue from citizens.
Meanwhile, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a lawsuit against the CBN, challenging the legality of the increase in ATM transaction fees. In the meantime, citizens are looking out for the positivity the new policy has to offer for the financial sector and the Nigerian economy at large. Lydia Adegbaju, Western Spring Television News.
You're watching News at 7 on Western Spring Television. Still to come, 2.03 million candidates register for this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. We'll bring you more on this when we return. Governor Siminalayi Fubara to either resign or face impeachment. Suspected Lakurawa terrorists killed 13 people in reprisal attacks in Kebbi State. On the foreign scene, Canada's next Prime Minister vows to win trade war against US President Donald Trump. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, said 2.03 million candidates have registered for this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. According to reports, this is the highest number of applications the board has received in its history of conducting UTME. In the board's weekly bulletin issued on Monday, JAM said registration for the examination closed on March 8. JAM said that the number excludes the candidates who registered to sit for the examination at foreign centers. Additionally, 200,115 candidates expressed interest in taking the optional mock UTME scheduled to hold on April 5, 2025. To security, in what appeared to be a reprisal following the killing of the leader, Maigemu, by Combined Security Force in Kebbi, suspected Lakurawa terrorists on Sunday attacked Birnin-Dede village, killing 13 people. Reports said the assailants also set at least 8 villages on fire near Birnin-Dede, all within the Arawa local government area of Kebbi State. The attackers spared only one village, which was guarded by the army. The chairman of Arewa local government, Sani Aliyu, confirmed the attack. It will be recalled that combined security forces, with the support of Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris, recently killed the group's kingpin, Megemu, as part of ongoing efforts to curb the activities of armed groups in the northwest state. The Nigerian Customs Service and the Department of State Services have announced plans to enhance their joint security efforts to combat cross-border crimes, particularly targeting smugglers and other criminal activities. This decision follows a meeting between the controller of the Osun Area Command, Joseph Adeleke, and the DSS State Director, Rashid Adeleke, at the DSS State Headquarters in Ibadan, Oyo State. The announcement was contained in a statement issued by the NCS and shared on its official Twitter handle on Monday. Adeleke emphasized the importance of strengthening intelligence sharing and interagency collaboration, noting the increasingly sophisticated tactics employed by smuggling networks. He reaffirmed the Osun Area Command's dedication to working closely with the DSS through joint operations, capacity building programs, and real-time information exchange to tackle security threats effectively. Adeleke lauded the proactive approach taken by the customs leadership, pledging the agency's commitment to deepening collaboration. Now to the foreign scene. Canada's next Prime Minister, Mark Carney, has vowed to win the trade war against U.S. President Donald Trump after a landslide victory to replace Justin Trudeau. Carney, who will be sworn in as Prime Minister in the coming days, has also pledged retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods until Americans show Canada respect.